some of the scores that have been awarded, I am told are mathematically impossible going by the structure of the examination and its marking system. Okay, that's one. The second thing is, initially, the fact that grace marks had been awarded was not even informed until people started asking, what is the basis of the score? Then it was told that perhaps in one center, I think it is Savai Madhopur, they said that that was the place where there was loss of time, and based on the CCTV footage, they decided to extend the score. Then that was extended to 5 other centers. Totally, they said only 6 centers suffered from this problem. Whereas students are saying, you initially said no center suffers from the problem. Then you said only one center. Now finally your position is only 6 centers. Why don't you call for representations from candidates from the various centers to understand how many centers actually suffered from this particular problem, as opposed to coming out with a piecemeal solution where you're basically saying, we will extend the limited benefit that we are offering only to those candidates who approach the High Court. And the funny part is, you're looking at students. These are not professional litigants. Please remember that the results were announced, I think, only on the 4th of June. And once the results announced, that's when this mayhem started, or all hell broke loose. So surely, I think it's possible for the NTA to take a slightly more holistic approach. Allow me to say this, that it's good that they have come with a certain concession, and there is a certain admission that there's a problem in the manner in which grace marks were awarded. But that should have been said at the outset, instead of people having to approach the courts. Second, in every examination, particularly when it happens to be a competitive examination or even a public service examination, the terms and conditions for award of grace marks are typically mentioned in the prospectus itself.
Yeah.
In the prospectus of this particular case, in the prospect of NEET, I think it's clause 3.14 or clause 3.4, which specifically mentions or envisages the possibility of awarding of grace marks only to candidates with physical challenges. There is no provision for grant of grace marks for any other circumstance. So then what did they do? After the petitions were filed, they released an FAQ saying how these grace marks were awarded. Then these minutes were presented in court. So there appears to be a certain ad hocism, if I say so with the deepest of respect to the agency, that for a competitive examination of the highest order, with 24 lakh students actually appearing annually, which is perhaps the highest for most competitive examinations. I think the figure for IIT JEE is only about 13 lakh.
Yes.
And for CLAT is about 2.5 lakh to 3 lakh. 24 lakh candidates appearing. This is a pen and paper examination. It's not online. I would have expected some degree of clarity in their approach, as opposed to responding to the situation as it unfolds, only after people start approaching the court or start raising questions.